And intelligence. When we think of the intelligent members of the animal kingdom, the creatures that spring immediately to mind are apes and monkeys. But in fact, the social lives of some member of the insect kingdom are sufficiently complex to suggest more than a hint of intelligence. Among these, the world of the ant has come in for considerable scrutiny lately, and the idea that ants demonstrate sparks of cognition has certainly not been rejected by those involved in these investigations. Ants store food, repel attackers, and use chemical signals to contact one another in case of attack. Such chemical communication can be compared to the human use of visual and auditory channels, as in religious chants, advertising images and jingles, political slogans, and martial music to arouse the propagate moods and attitudes. The biologist Louis Thomas wrote, "Ants are so much like human beings as to be an embarrassment. They farm fungi, raise aphids as livestock, launch enemies to war, use chemical sprays to alarm and confuse enemies, capture slaves, engage in child labor, exchange information zealously. They do everything but watch television." However, in ants, there is no cultural transmission. Everything must be encoded in these genes, whereas in humans the opposite is true. Only basic instincts are carried in the genes of a newborn baby, other skills being learned from others in the community as the child grows up. It may seem that this cultural continuity gives a huge advantage over ants. They have never mastered the fire nor progressed. Their fungus farming and aphid hoarding crafts are so sophisticated when compared to the agricultural skills of humans 5,000 years ago, but have been totally overtaken by modern human agribusiness. Or have they? The farming methods of ants are at least sustainable. They do not ruin the environment or use enormous amounts of energy. Moreover, recent evidence suggests that the crop farming of ants may be more sophisticated and adaptable than was thought. Ants were farmers 50 million years before humans were. Ants can't digest the cellulose in leaves, but some fungi can. The ants therefore cultivate these fungi in their nest, bringing them leaves to feed on, and then use them as a source of food. Intelligent, yeah. Farms are secret and antibiotic to control other fungi that might act as weeds and spread waste to fertilize the crop. It was once thought that the fungus that ants cultivate was a single type of they had propagated, essentially unchanged from the distant past. Not so. Eric Muller of Maryland and his colleagues genetically screened 862 different types of fungi taken from ants' nests. These turned out to be highly diverse. It seems that ants are continually domesticating new species. Even more impressively, DNA analysis of the fungi suggests that the ants improve or modify the fungi by regularly swapping and sharing strains with neighboring ant colonies. Whereas prehistoric man has no exposure to urban lifestyle, the forcing house of intelligence, the evidence suggests that ants have lived in urban settings for close on 100 million years, developing and maintaining underground cities of specialized chambers and tunnels. When we survey Mexico City, Tokyo, Los Angeles, we are amazed by what has been accomplished by humans. Yet, Howard Dobler and Wilson's magnificent work of ant lovers, The Ants, describes a supercolony of the ant, Formica yesensis, on the East Shikari coast of Hokkaido. This megalopolis was reported to be composed of 360 million workers and 1 million queens living in 4,500 interconnected nests across a territory of 2